Saskatoons or service berries or June berries are delicious just to snack on right from the tree, and they're also great dried or frozen for later as a snack. But if you want to make a dish out of them, you can't go wrong with Saskatoon muffins. These are very similar to blueberry muffins because the Saskatoons obviously look quite similar and also have that nice, slightly tart, very juicy taste. So we're going to make some muffins today with Saskatoons. We're going to start by mixing up our wet ingredients. So I'm just going to crack 2 eggs into this bowl here. And then I'm going to add like an overflowing ½ cup of honey. If you're using granulated sugar instead, you'd want to do a little bit more since it's not quite as dense, probably like 3/4 of a cup. Now I'm just going to add a pinch of salt and whisk it up until the eggs are nicely incorporated. Now I'm adding a ½ cup of vegetable oil. And I'm going to add a cup of sour cream and whisk it up again. And now I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. We actually have this Woodruff, sweet Woodruff vanilla extract, which is a common yard ornamental that we steeped in some vodka to make our own wild foraged vanilla extract, but just regular vanilla extract from the store will be just fine. So just like a teaspoon. This is looking nice and homogeneous, so I'm going to set it aside and focus on the dry ingredients. For our dry ingredients, we're going to do 2 cups of just all-purpose flour and 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon baking soda. Now I'm just going to whisk together the dry ingredients so they're well incorporated. Add another pinch of salt to this, and now we can start adding the wet to the dry. So a little at a time, I'm just going to pour in the wet while I'm whisking it up with the dry. And you just want to do it until it's fully combined. You don't want to overmix it because that's how your muffins wind up dense. This is just incorporated. There's no more dry bits of flour, so it's time to add in our beautiful June berries. And we're just going to gently fold them in so they're distributed throughout the batter. I'm just greasing the muffin tin real quick so they don't stick. And then we'll fill up our tin with batter. And these are going to rise up, so you don't need to fill them all the way. Although I did just kind of fill that one all the way. Then it'll just be a really big puffy muffin, which I like. This is optional, but I like to sprinkle just a little bit of coarse sugar on the top before they go in the oven, because that'll kind of crystallize and make a little crunchy top, which is fun. These are going to go into the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for probably about 30 to 35 minutes or until the tops are starting to get brown. It has been about 35 minutes and these are looking pretty good. The sugar is browning and crystallized on the top, so they're ready to come out of the oven. Now you want to let these cool, you know, at least 10 minutes or so before you go chomping into them. It's been 10 minutes. They're coming out of their tin very nicely. And now the all-important taste test. Ooh, look at that. Fluffy, those nice juicy berries in there. So good.